the Base Face Network.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Bunga Febriana and I'm from TBI 3A, and now I will explain to you about material is morphology. What is morphology? Morphology is the study of the internal structure of words, and concept in morphology is morpheme and morphemes. Morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in of language, and morphemes is the cannot be broken down into smaller meaningful bits. And morphology is the study of the internal structure of words and forms a core part of linguistic study today. It is divided into two branches: lexical morphology or definition and inflectional morphology. Inflectional morphology deals with the way words are adapted in different grammatical contexts. Okay, let's move on to the next material is words as meaningful building blocks of language. Building blocks means that a word can describe a sentence that has variance in meaning. We can only say one word, but the meaning of the word can describe sentence. So we often think that sentence must always consist of more than the word. We consider the words as a basic language unit, but in the reality it does not mean that sentence must always consist more than one word. So there is a clear understanding, where words seem to be a language building element. Tokens is counting every instance in which a word occurs in a sentence, regardless of whether that word has occurred before or not. And types is counting a word once, no matter how many times it occurs in a sentence. And the last lexemes can be thought of as families of words that differ only in their grammatical ending of grammatical forms. For example, tokens and types like my mom with my sister cooking together. So tokens is how many word is in the sentence. Like my mom with my sister cooking together. So my mom with my sister cooking together. My one, mom two with three, my four, sister five cooking six together seven. So token is seven. And types if in the sentence have some word like my mom and my mom with my sister. So my have two my in the sentence. So types so only one, not two. So my mom with my just only one, my sister cooking together. So types is six. So tokens seven and types six. Okay, let's move on to the next material. The next material is words with predictable meanings. Words with predictable meanings often derive from their components, allowing their meanings to be inferred. Onomatopoeic words like buzz or bang mimic sound and are universally recognized across language 12. Additionally, words formed from identifiable parts such as meaning having male and female flowers on spirit plants, illustrate how understanding the part can clarify to Rule 12. This contrasts with many modern terms like gentrification, which may not be immediately understandable despite being motivated by context. 12. Overall predictable meanings a change language comprehension and learning. Non-words with unpredictable meanings is not a standard term, but it can relate to the use of nonsense words or words that flexible thinking and language learning. Okay, the next is lexical item. What do you mean by lexical item? Lexical item are single units or composite of a chain of words that give structure to a sentence. Lexical items include nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and other parts of speech as well. Okay, let's move on to the next material. The next material is taking words apart. Language is a dynamic system, constantly evolving and adapting. But have you ever stopped to wonder how words are formed? Word formation is the process by which new words are created from exciting ends, often through a combination of prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Okay, next is definition of free morpheme. A morpheme that can stand alone is a word without another morpheme. It does not need anything attached to it make a word. For example, cat, run, book, talk, ball, go, ready, word, pants, pick, write, and so on. And definition of bound morpheme, a morpheme that cannot normally stand alone but which is typically attached to another form. Example, cat, runs, books, talk, rewrites, going, speaks, writes, stylish, and so on. The next root. A root or root word is a word that does not have a prefix in front of the word or a suffix at the end of the word. Example, book, read, cook, brain. The next affix. In linguistics, an affix is a morpheme that is attached to a word item to form a new word or word form. Example, happy, unhappy, order, pre-order, emotion, emotional. And the last combining form is combination of two roots or made to make new word. For example, photography. Photo plus graphy. Photo is root and graphy is root. And another example, microfilm. Micro plus film. And micro is root and film is root. Okay, let's move on to the next material. The next material is morphemes and allomorphs. Morphemes are the smallest units of meaning in a language, while allomorphs are their phonetic variants. Morphemes can be classified as free, able to stand alone, or bound, cannot stand alone. Prefixes like allomorphs manifest differently depending on phonological or morphological context, such as the plural morpheme, which can be pronounced as depending on the predicting sounds. Understanding this concept is crucial in morphology, influencing word formation and grammatical structure in language. Next is identifying morphemes. Identification of meaning involves recognizing morphemes based on their phonological characteristic rather than their semantic content. This approach allows for the clarification of words like revive and revise as single morphemes, despite their lack of a shared consistent meaning. Such an analysis highlights the complex interrelation among morphemes where prefix and roots can be infinite without direct reference to meaning, implying their lexical conditioning and arbitrary nature in language use. The next, the clarification of parts of speech in English or parts of speech consists of eight main categories. Noun designates a person, place, thing, or idea. Example: book, happiness. Pronoun replace a noun to avoid repressions. Example, he, she. Verb express an action or state. Example, run and think. An adjective describe a noun. Example, beautiful and tall. Adverb describe a verb, adjective or other adverb. Example, quickly and very. Preposition show the relationship between words in a sentence. Example, in and on. Conjunction words or sentence. Example, and or but. Interjection expressing emotion or reaction. Example, wow and oh. Okay, let's move on to the next material is lexeme. Lexeme is the abstract unit of meaning that includes all the inflected forms such as walk, which walks, walking, and walk. Lexeme serve as the head words in dictionaries and can be classified into variable having multiple forms and invariable having a single form types. Next, worm forms. Worm forms are the specific variants of a lexeme used in the sentence, like performs or performed for the lexeme performs. The reflect grammatical aspects such as tense or number. And grammatical words include function words that convey grammatical relationship such as conjunction and preposition. distinguishing them from context words like noun and verbs. Okay, let's move on to the last material is pronouns. Pronouns replace nouns in sentence. Common types include personal pronouns he, she, it, they. Possessive pronouns mine, your, his, hers. Demonstrative pronouns this, that, these, those. And interrogative pronouns who, what, which. Determiners clarify nouns and include articles, and infinites, definites, demonstratives, did and that, possessives, my and your, quantifiers, some, many, and few. But pronouns and determinants have specific meaning and context in sentence. Verbs in English have various forms which are important for forming current sentence. Here are some of the main forms best form used in the present simple example play. Past form indicates an action that has been complete. Example played. Past participial form used in perfect tenses, for example, have played. Present participial form used in progressive tenses, example, playing. Verbs verbs are also divided into regular and irregular with different formation patterns. Form of adjective, the first positive form, the best form, like example, tall. Comparative form, compressed to like more beautiful, more taller, superlative form, compressed tree, more using, and so on. Maybe that's all from me. I hope you understand after you watch my video. I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.